Detroit is an amazing destination for your next weekend getaway. If exploring is your thing, hop on a bike and meet new friends on the Slow Roll Bike Tour. And while you may not think of Detroit as a wine country, the newly opened Detroit Vineyards is one of the country's largest urban wineries, crafting superior wines right in the heart of the city. Grab your glass and make a toast to the weekend. But here are the unique places to visit in Detroit. First off, let's go to the Grand Ballroom. Although it started as a 1920s jazz dance hall, the Grand Ballroom earned its fame as a rock and counterculture center for Detroit in the 1960s. Abandoned and left to deteriorate, its legendary stage is now open to any urban explorers who dare to enter the crumbling structure. The Grand Ballroom was designed in 1928 by Charles N. Agri in the Art Deco style with Moorish influences. The jazz venue featured the floor on springs in its ballroom, giving people the illusion of floating while they danced. After shifting from jazz to big bands, it became a dance club in the 1950s. It was unsuccessful, perhaps because it was alcohol-free, and later was turned into a roller skating rink. Eventually, it was shuttered to public use and became a storage facility for mattresses. From the lively dance floor to the peaceful church, let's go to St. Agnes Church and School. A once thriving Catholic church with its own girls' high school now lies abandoned and slowly falling into picturesque ruins. By the time St. Agnes was built, there were only a handful of houses in the area. Detroit had, however, grown rapidly in the early 20th century, and when the construction was finished in 1924, the church was in the middle of a densely populated area. It took roughly 2 years to finish the Gothic-inspired building, designed by the firm of Van Leyen, Schilling, Koch, and Reynolds. The church and the community surrounding it thrived in the mid-20th century. By their 50th anniversary, the church had grown to 3 priests, 22 nuns, and 180 students enrolled in the Catholic girls' school adjacent to the church. But things would take a turn for the worse for the community and the parish. Let's leave the sad history there and go to the John K. King Bookstore. As soon as you walk into the John K. King Bookstore, an employee will hand you a map. With a collection that spans 4 massive floors, you will certainly need it to find your way around, although you might want to get lost in the stacks. John King started collecting and selling rare and used books while he was still in high school, leaving class early on Fridays to set up a table at antique shows. He opened his first store in Dearborn, Michigan in 1971 before moving into Detroit's famous Michigan Theater building. He quickly outgrew his storefront in the movie theater turned parking garage, renting other offices in the building to hold his growing collection and sending customers on mad hunts up and down staircases and through the building's hallways with keys to the room that held the collection they were looking. I think we need to pause on reading books, so let's head onto the Belle Aquarium. On opening day in 1904, some 5,000 visitors queued up to file past 44 fish tanks and beautiful green-tiled walls, the color of water-slicked algae. Over the next few years, thousands of visitors continued to shuffle through each day. At the time, the Beaux Arts building was one of the largest aquariums in the world. And a dispatch in the Detroit News noted, there are only some 6 or 7 other permanent aquaria known. Designed by architects Albert Kahn and George D. Mason, the building featured the massive central tank, grand pillars, and ornate facade. Above the entrance is a carving of Neptune, the Roman god of the seas. And the city's seal and motto, "We hope for better things, it will rise from ashes." While we go around places, let's go to another abandoned place, which means let's go to Detroit Children's Zoo. Not far from the boat clubs and picnic spots, on Detroit's Belle Isle are the abandoned remains of the once bustling Detroit Children's Zoo. Opened in 1895 as the Belle Isle Zoo, this now the overgrown site was rechristened the Detroit Children's Zoo in 1947, and then Safariland in 1980s, adding an African architectural theme which remained until the park closed. Eventually, the site fell victim to the corruption and economic woes, leaving the empty enclosures to be slowly reclaimed by the island's flora. What places do you want us to go next? Comment down below, and be sure to share, like, and subscribe. Check out our other videos for more things to do, and see you on the next video.